So first of all, I will present myself. So my name is Lucas. I'm working for like 4 years now in the direct sales team of Odoo. The goal of today is to share you the practice that we do in direct sales and the way that we present the solution to the customer, the way that we sell to SME. So I would like to know in the audience who are partner here in the company, okay, in the room, who are selling like around 5 to 10 contracts per month. Okay, we're selling between 1 and 5 contracts per month. Less than 5? Okay. So habitually you sell more to big clients or you sell to SME, for example? SME, okay. And what is the main difficulty that you have habitually to sell to SME? Nobody have?
All practical processes.
Sorry?
All practical processes, name it.
Okay.
All kind of.
So we'll check here a little bit how we can do that. So first of all, I will explain you why we have to sell to SME, what we sell in Odoo, and how we'll do that. And I think it will be interesting at the end to have some question and share the practice. Okay. So first of all, you have to know that the SME is a huge market. So it's a really market where there is place for everyone there. And there is a lot of competition also. All people, all the ERP system, all the one app system want to have SME. And for example, there is like a little bit more than 22 million of company in Europe, 30 million in US. So it means we have a huge market. Also, a lot of SME are looking for a solution. When you speak with people, they say, okay, I'm using 10 different tables on Excel, or I have an old system that I have 20 years ago, and it not work perfectly, there is no integration. And there is a study that was made in 2015. They say that 60% of the buyers want to improve the integration between the different systems that they have. And 44% of that buyer have multiple disparate systems. So it means that they use, for example, one app for the accounting, another app for the CRM, and you see that Odoo, I think we can address a reply to that. Okay. And also, in this study, they saw that 77% of prospective buyers want to deploy an ERP in the 6 months' time. So there is a lot of demand for ERP. Okay. And why we think that Odoo is the right solution for them? Okay. Because the SME, what they want? They want a system who is simple to use. They don't want to buy SAP because they think it's too complex for them. So that's the first thing. They want something which is also fully integrated. They don't want to have 10 different systems. And they need a system also that they can involve. They say, okay, I'm, for example, a startup, so I need, for example, just a system at the beginning to do a CRM, but maybe later I will have other requests. I would like, for example, to sell in a couple of years with an e-commerce. And Odoo, I think we have a solution for that. And also they are looking for affordable solution. Before, a couple of years ago, the ERP was only for big companies because the price was really high in terms of the license, in terms of price for the implementation, so the number of days of consultancy to do that. And now SME wants something with affordable and easy to implement. Okay? And I think with Odoo, we have a solution for them. So, also, why I should be inefficient when I sell to SME. You know what's the difficulty? Like I've said previously, SME are looking for affordable solution. So if it takes to you 6 months and a lot of time of pre-sales to sell the system, will be you will not earn a lot of money with that. Okay, and also the SME doesn't have time to select the system. For example, when a big company are looking for an ERP, normally it takes more than 1 year for them to choose the right tools for them. So they will select 10 different tools after they will request, they will ask to the different vendor to reply to an RFQ, for example. But that's not the case for the SME. The SME, you will present them the solution, and they will feel if the system can reply to their need or not. If you can reply to their need, maybe you will be the one. If they cannot reply to their need quickly, they will find another one. Okay. And like I've said, SME have less time and resource to implement an ERP. Okay. So here you have the choice to be an upselling or an ERP selling. Okay. So what's the big difference between an upselling and ERP selling? When you are an upselling, you will sell a feature. So you will start small, for example, with only CRM, for example. When you are near selling, you will sell the big approach with all the modules or are interconnected. But in that case, your sales cycle will be really long also. Okay. So in the direct sales, approximately each salesperson sells around between 3 and 5 projects per month. Okay. So for example, this year with 20 people, we'll sell around 600 projects to SME in the market. Okay. And so I will explain you how we do that. Okay. So we call that the QuickStart approach. So what's the QuickStart approach? Is first of all to provide an out-of-the-box implementation. So we want to keep the thing simple to the customer. We say to the customer, please phase your project, start small. You will see if you have enough confidence with Odoo, with one of 2 apps, for example, the CRM, and after they will be satisfied about the software, they will be satisfied about the way that you have implemented the system, and they will come with other needs, and they will grow with the system. Okay. Also, what we provide an all-in-one solution. We say to the customer, we want simplicity. So we will take care about all the different aspects for you. So we'll take care about the hosting, the maintenance, the support, and that you can do also. You can do that as a partner. Okay. Also, sometimes you receive customers who say, okay, I want a fixed price project. And you know what's the main issue when you have a fixed price project is when there is like request for change. Every time you will say, okay, sorry, but it was not in your RFQ, they will say yes. That will be really complex at the end to do that. So we suggest to you to provide, like for example, day of consultancy or package of hours. Also, that's good to have a prepaid package of hours. So in that case, you don't have to create your invoice every month to your customer, and they will not discuss every time about each invoice also. Okay. Also, what is included in the QuickStart approach, we try to avoid the customization and the development. Okay. At the beginning of the project. So what we will do, we will challenge the customer needs, and we will have a talk. I think around after the. No, there is tomorrow. We'll have a talk about that, how to challenge your customer. So sometimes customer will come with complex needs. Your goal is to understand the exact need that they have and find with them a solution that you can provide with Odoo. And when we check the kind of customer that we have in direct sales, we have around 80% of the project where we didn't add any customization or any development, because we think that we can find really a solution in standard to the customer. Okay. Also, it will be interesting for you to focus more on the training of your customer. Okay. So you will add an added value to say to the customer, I will show you how you can use the system, or you can maybe customize also the system if you want. Okay. And then you will send, for example, project management instead of selling developer days. Okay. So what is the different advantage when you sell a QuickStart approach? The advantage is that you will decrease your cost of customer acquisition. So, or you can calculate your cost of customer acquisition. You will take the cost of your salespeople, divide by the number of sales that they make, for example. And if you decrease that, that will be good also for you. Okay. Also, with all-in-one solution, so we'll take about the hosting and the maintenance, you will increase your recurring revenue because you will sell a service like the hosting every month. You will receive a part of that. Okay. Also, if you start small, you will decrease the entry cost for the customer. When, for example, if you make your first quotation to your customer to an SME and you have a project at 25K, they will say, oh, sorry, it's really too expensive for me. If you say, okay, but I have a solution for you, we'll start small with 5 users, for example, only the CRM and, for example, 20 hours of consultancy to put that in place. It will be a project around maybe 5,000 per year, something like that. And that's something which is affordable for them. Okay. And also with the QuickStart approach, you will reduce your risk in terms of the implementation. If you start small, also you will see if you have a good fit with your customer, it's going well with them. Okay. And you will be able to have a long-term relation with your customer and grow with him. So how we do that? So first of all, think it's one of the part which is the most important in the sales, is the qualification. So the goal of the qualification is to identify the business scope of your customer and validate the band. So what is the band? So first of all, you will have to evaluate the budget, the authority, the need, and the timeline. So the first step is to evaluate if is the prospect capable of buying Odoo or an ERP or buying your services. You know, SMEs sometimes they want a lot of things, but they don't have the budget. So at the first step, you have to check with them, okay? What is maybe the budget I have, if they are interested by a community or an enterprise solution, and confirm with them, okay, what are the numbers that I have in their mind, okay? And at the end of the qualification, it's important for you to give an estimation of what will be your budget, and check the reaction that they have. And based on that, you will see if after it will be interesting to go to the next step. Okay. It's important also to reduce your sales cycle, is to check does your contact have the authority to make the decision on the ERP choice. Sometimes you will pass a lot of time with people who are not maybe the CEO of the company, is maybe an intern in the company who was in charge of looking for a new ERP. But the problem, you will qualify the need with them, you will provide a solution with them, but at the end, you will have to sell the project internally in this company. And the problem, they are not the best seller of the software. So I think for you, it's important to ask directly who is the person with responsibility to take the decision, and ask him to be there at the demonstration. Ask him to be there when you will qualify also the needs. Okay. So the third step is to qualify the need of your customer. Okay. So you have to check if the customer are real business pain that you can solve. Okay. And for that, in a direct sales team, we use the spin selling approach. I don't know if you know that one. So it's a way of asking a question. Okay. So the spin selling. So it's you will have to ask about what is the situation of the customer. So first of all, you ask okay, which system do you use? What is your activity? What is your different process, for example? Based on that, after you will start to ask a problem question. Okay, so what are the issues that you have, for example, with your existing system? Okay, so you say that you have a different system. After you will evaluate the impact of that. So you will ask, for example, how many times are you losing to transfer your data from the system A to the system B? Okay. Based on that, you will be able after to see what is the cost of the pain of the customer. So, for example, if they say I'm losing every day 1 hour of typing the data in the two systems different, you can make quickly your calculation. Okay, so you have 5 employees who are doing that, so you lose 5 hours per day. On 20 days, you will lose 100 hours. It represents a cost of maybe 30 euro per person per hour. So you are losing today 3,000, if I make my calculation, but 30,000, I'm not sure. I'm a little bit tired today. So that's a way to see what is the impact. Okay, and after you can ask to your customer. It's in the spins we call the need payoff. Okay, what will be the good solution for you? And there they will say, they will provide an answer, and they will see that Odoo can provide to that. Okay, so you have to identify, understand the business scope of your customer, translate the business need that they have into the standard solution of Odoo. Okay, like I said before, avoid to reply to RFQ. Also, sometimes the project will be really complex for you. You will not understand exactly what are the needs of the customer. So in that case, you have the choice. You can send someone, for example, for 1 or 2 days to evaluate the needs, but sell that day of consultancy. We call that a gap of analyze. And the customer will see also the value. And if he's ready, for example, to have a gap and have a consultant for 3 days there, you have already a feet in the door. So after you will provide a quotation with them, and they have already invested in you, and they trust you. So really, that's a good way to provide solution when there is some complex need also. And don't hesitate to challenge your customer. Check with them what is a nice to have, what is a must have. Okay. and come with your first quotation with all the must-have. And you will say for the nice to have, we'll see that later. In that case, your the quotation, the price that we'll provide to your customer will not be so high, and it will be easier for them. Okay. Also, you have to check the timeline with your prospect. When is the prospect planning to buy? Some companies say, okay, I have a project in ERP for next year, in 6 months, more than 6 months. You say, okay, come back to me in 3 months, because during this period of 6 months, maybe they will have a lot of change in their company, maybe they will change their mind. So first, prioritize your prospect, work with your prospects that they have the budget, that you will be in contact with someone who have the authority, that you have a solution that you can reply to the needs, and that the project who is not in 1 year, for example. Okay. So if the band is okay, go into step 2. If the prospect doesn't reply to this band, disqualify them, and there is maybe someone else for them. Okay. So when you have qualified the need of your customer, it's important to do a demonstration of the software. In Odoo, every salespeople, they make themselves the demonstration. You don't need a consultant to do a demonstration. Okay, you need good salespeople who know the software, who can provide a really nice demo of the software. Okay, so it's important to prepare your demonstration, but not to prepare too much also your demonstration. And so I will explain you some example. Okay. Also, when you do a demonstration, you know that with Odoo we have a 25 main app, and sometimes it can take a lot of time to show all the things. But show what the customer needs. Don't show more, because sometimes it will be complex for him after to understand exactly what you propose. Okay, keep the thing simple. I think it's something really important for Odoo. Okay, keep the focus on the essential, and it's important when you make a demonstration, tell a story. So make it personal. So for example, if it is a consultancy company, create 1 or 2 products project management at that price, for example, and try to give example that the customer will understand. Okay, so try to make a really nice story. So for example, when you represent the CRM, so you imagine that your salespeople will use the sales pipeline, they will fill some information. After it will be really interesting for the manager of the sales team, because he will see all the reporting. So try to make a nice story. Okay. And make it personal. So add a couple of data, but don't spend an half day or a complete day to prepare your demonstration, because it's also a question of number. More you will make a demonstration, more you will sell also. And we cannot change a day is 24 hours, so it's complicated to change that. Okay. Also, sometimes customer will ask if they want a POC. So a POC, it's a proof of concept. So if they want to have a database with a lot of data. Sometime do that, sell a consultancy all day also. It's important also right after the demonstration to already provide a quotation to your customer, because you will speak directly about the budget of the system in that case. Okay. And after there is the step 3 is the closing, but I don't think the closing is a step in the sales process, because the closing will start at the first at your first phone call that you will have your customer. Okay. What is the goal of a salesperson? Is to help your customer to collecting all the information that he needs to take a decision. Okay. Don't forget that your sales are there to help your customer to collect information and to create the trust. It's really important to create the trust with your customer. Okay. So you can challenge your customer and remind him, okay, how much does it cost to keep going with no change? And why it was important to ask the impact question in that case. At the end of a qualification, at the end of the demonstration, and when the customer will say, sorry, but it's too expensive for us, but you will say, don't forget, you said me that you are losing that many hours, and that represents that cost for you. With Odoo, you will reduce that cost, and your return on investment will be really positive. Okay? So get back to the pain and when he's speaking about the budget. Okay. Remind also to the customer what is the timeline, the deadline that he has. Okay, that he has. Sometimes the customers say, okay, I will see that later. We don't have the time for the moment. But same thing. Don't forget that you are losing for the money for the amendments. Okay. And you can also challenge a customer sometime with a temporary condition, for example, with a special discount, for example. Okay. And don't forget to present the added value of using a software like Odoo, and not only the software, but also the way that you will implement the solution. So it's important to have a good solution, but it's important also to sell the way that you will implement the solution. Okay. We have used this approach for SME, but now we are using also this approach for big customer, because big customer have the same problem. They want a solution that can be implemented fast. They want something which is affordable, and we are using exactly the same approach with them. So we enter, for example, with 1 or 2 apps, and after we hope that we will grow with them. So you can do also that approach with big customer. Okay. So we have still 10 minutes for question and maybe sharing your experience. So I don't know if you have any question.
Yes, thank you very much. Quick question: did you implement something like this in a tool in Odoo for your team, sales team?
For my sales team, yeah. For example, I can show you some stuff how that I will have internet. So for example, to help my sales team to qualify correctly the needs, okay, so on the first call, I've created a website form with Odoo. Okay. Up, qualification, for example. And they have to fill this information, okay? If the guy, don't forget to ask questions. If the guy is the decision maker, okay, what is...
The band is here.
The band is there. What is the activity, the need, the process that they have exactly, the existing software that they use, the problem, check the impact that they have, the timeline, the budget, check which apps, I think we'll see after for the demonstration. Ask already what is the number of users. If you know the number of users, number of apps, you have already an idea of what will be the price and the time for implement the solution. What is the next step? What the sales have to do? What we are waiting for the customer. So they fill all that information, and after it's going in the CRM.
It goes directly to your CRM?
Not exactly. It's creating an email we send to them, and they have just to copy paste and put in the CRM. And after using also that one, so when they make a demonstration, check the participant, the customer question, the customer feedback. We ask to the customer if Odoo is replying to your needs. Yes, okay. You say no, why? What information are you missing? So yeah, we have some.
What you send to the customer.
No. We keep that. We keep that internally. So that's the kind of tools that we use internally. Yeah.
Could you give us a clue about how many hours part the license, because you have to sell the license and after you need to quotate the implementation of each APP.
Yeah.
So could you give us a clue about how much hours or how much training or do you quotate for each application?
Yeah. So for that, if you go in the pricing page of Odoo, you will see, for example, if you select a couple of apps, for example, if you select here the cloud hosting, success pack, okay, here the system will provide, for example, for these two apps, we suggest a customer 25-hour pack. And after, for example, if you start to select other module, I don't know, that one, here maybe the system will select, okay, we suggest you to take 50 hours. And that's based on the historic that we have made some statistic, and based on the app that I have, we check the number of hours that we think will be good for them.
You are including, or apart the training, you are including the data import, the report design.
It depends. We have to analyze all that. Also, sometimes we say to the customer, okay, you have a lot of data to import. Is it better that we do all the import for you? Or maybe it will be better if we train you for maybe an half day, and you will be after able to import by yourself. And they see the added value because they say, okay, maybe later I will have to import, I don't know, maybe leads from an external database. So it's better to train them and to teach them how to do that.
So that hours are only training?
It's training, it depends, it's an estimation. But when we'll ask to a customer, okay, which data you need to import, if he say, okay, I want that you import this here, all the invoicing, all the the stock, we know that it takes around, I think, between 4 and 8 hours for each file that they want to import. So sometimes we add more hour on the project. But you have to know that every project is different, every customer is different, because sometimes you have a customer who are really good in IT, it's really simple for them to understand the way the system is working. Sometimes they understand nothing. In that case, you have to say, okay, I think for you we'll need more training, so we suggest you to take another pack, for example.
How many SMEs do you actually meet, and how many do you reach only by phone? Or,
I think we do a lot by phone. Like, I don't know, last time that I went to a customer place, I go less than 1 time per week, I think. It's a lot by phone, by share screen, because we are working from Belgium, so we meet sometimes a customer from Belgium, but we work around the world in the immediate market. And sometimes, yes, sometimes we do also, for example, the first small demonstration of the software. And when the people, when we feel enough confident that there is a real need, after we can do a second demonstration, for example, on site. That's something.
If there are customers that insist for a specific development, what is the approach you follow? Is the classic approach or the agile approach?
It's more the agile approach. So we start with the standard. We say to the customer also, we know that you have that development. Maybe we will do later. First, use the system, and then when you use the system, if they insist,
to start for a specific.
If they insist, we'll challenge them. That's really the first step that we do. If they insist, finally there is a real need. Okay, we don't have the choice. We will do an agile methodology. So we'll go phase by phase with different with the Scrum methodology a little bit. So
what's your average closing rate?
Average closing rate. So based on, for example, 20 demonstrations that we'll do, we know that we'll sell around 5 contracts.
And how much leads do you process them?
It's complicated because we receive automatic leads, and we receive leads, for example, sometimes we have students, sometimes we have people who are really interested in the community. But the level of lead that we treat around 100, 120 leads per month per person. But for example, there is like 50% of the leads that we never reach by phone, so we never have contact with them. But we know that when we make a demonstration of qualification, we sell around 5 contracts on 20 demonstration, or 15, depends on the people.
I have a question about the lead qualification stage.
Mm.
Do you think that the PNT methodology is enough to understand the plans and strategic goals of the business?
Yeah, maybe sometimes we have to ask a little bit more about, okay, what's the next step for your company? How do you see a company in a couple of years? And in that case, yes, that's a question that we can ask. I think maybe it's missing that part.
Because the methodology is more focused on it's more oriented on tasks that business want to solve at the moment.
Yeah.
But there are, for example, GPT methodology that we can use in our surely. You can combine it, for example.
Yeah, that's you're right. That's a good approach also. But if the customer has a need, we want to resolve his need quickly. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think it's 2 parts on the sales approach, but you're right on that.
Yeah, is understanding that the goals and plans you know how to scale and to grow together with the business.
Yeah. So yeah, that's part. It's for that. Start small, and after you can grow and you can check with them already. So thank you very much. I think it's time. If you have any questions.